Looks like we're doing Battle of Gods for Goku Day. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are checking out the details for the upcoming Dual Dokkan Fest, Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus. So first, let's go ahead and let's hop on in and let's check out those animations. We'll go ahead, we'll turn down that lo-fi, give you a minute, adjust your headphones, do whatever you need to do, and let's hop on in and let's take a look. So starting with the Goku's animation.
A small group of pure-hearted Saiyans questioned the evil committed by their race and decided to lead a revolt. To ensure victory, they pulled their power to create a Saiyan.
What is it with God Goku's and super long entrance animations? We got a super long one for the original Fizz God Goku. I mean, it's still nice. I do like that entrance animation. At least it's something different. And there goes... Where is it? Right there. Okay, so it does look like he's gonna have a revive. Okay. Honestly, that's a good choice for a revive for a Battle of Gods Goku.
I never would have been able to reach his strength alone.
And we get the active skill. All right.
Go all out!
Alrighty. It does look like his active skill and his revive are all pretty good. The super attack effect, a little wonky, but that's okay. It is a TOR after all. Alright, let's check out the Beerus now.
He's certainly waking early this time.
Alrighty.
Isn't he?
It never ends. Well, so much for our long-lasting peace.
I do like the choice for the entrance animation for the Beerus. This is actually a really good one. Alright. Okay, yeah, alright, okay. Beerus' animations definitely look a lot better than Goku's. Holy crap, like, by a mile. Was that the Fizz? That was Fizz God Goku's animation, wasn't it? Alright, nice. Okay, we'll take it. That he gets a counter, that's nice. Okay, how about that active skill here?
Fight worth my time.
So it's basically the same as the Fizz active skill. It looks a little better, though. I guess there's only so much you can do for Beerus. Oh, Tati. Oh, the Whis in the background. Whoa, we gotta go back for that. Look at that. Whis just eating the pudding. Okay, you know what? That's great. I love that. I love that. Okay. Alrighty. So let's start by taking a look at the Goku here. So let's get that lo-fi back going on and playing. Alrighty. So taking a look at the God Goku first. We have Realm of Gods or Miraculous Awakening or Power of Wishes. Category Key 3, HP 200%, Attack Defense 170, and an additional 50% for Legendary Existence, Bond of Friendship, and Movie Heroes. So just to clarify, this is a Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, not from Dragon Ball Super Anime. So this is not the superheroes variant of Goku. This is the Movie Heroes variant, and in fact, I doubt we'll see a Dragon Ball Super variant until the remake. So with that, continuing on, right? So he does have that entrance animation that you saw when there's another Realm of Gods ally on the team, starting from Century Term. 510% attack and defense. Oh, wow, that is a huge jump. And damage reduction rate 20% for one. Oh, it's for one turn. Okay, launches an additional super attack permanently. Key 2, attack defense 300%, chance of evading enemies attack 20%, and chance to perform a critical hit and damage reduction rate 30%. For pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans ally on the team, attack defense 100% or up to 300%. So you only need 3 to activate this. Chance of evading enemies attack 10% before attacking up to 60. Okay, so for this one, you would need 6 to get the additional evasion, pure or hybrid Saiyans, but you'll pretty much be running that regardless with his team setup. When attacking, he gets 200% attack. When receiving an attack, he gets 200%, 250% defense. And this is a really interesting effect that they've been applying. It makes it hard to kind of evaluate their defense in the moment, but it just understand that it effectively doubles his defense whenever he receives an attack. When the character or ally attacking the same turn is KO'd, I do like that they didn't limit it to him. If all allies attacking in the same turn are Realm of Gods category, or KO'd if there are 6 pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans allies on the team in total. So I think what this means, right, pure or hybrid Saiyans in total, like you could have 3 and 3 and it would still affect, I believe, you revive with 50% HP recovered. Now, after that revival skill is activated, you get a permanent 510% attack boost. Right, so that attack boost that you lost for the 1 turn after your entrance animation, you can activate this with an additional chance of evading enemies attack 20% within the next attacking turn. Chance of evading enemies attack 30% when attacking starting from the character's next attacking turn. And then after revival skill is activated, you get specifically his revival skill. You get a 50% attack increase, 150% attack increase, right? So if you activate a different revival, he'll still get this bonus, but he won't get the 150% bonus. So this is interesting, right? Because assuming you have a full pure or hybrid Saiyans team, you have, right, base 60% defense, and on his next attacking turn, he's got an additional 50%. So you've got, or not defense, I'm sorry, evasion. So you've essentially got 100% evasion on his next attacking turn after revive. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like a mini UI Goku type deal. Cool. Right, and then after revival, you can activate his active skill, or starting from the 5th turn, it will greatly raise his attack temporary, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and effective against all types, and guaranteed to hit attacks within the turn. So, pretty interesting. Like I said, I think he's kind of like a little mini UI almost, right? He is raising attack defense for 4 turns, so bear that in mind with your, with how you're kind of assessing what he's doing, because, what he's doing turn 1 is not going to be the same as what he's doing turn 4, especially post-revive, especially if you're keeping those attacks up. Interesting. Okay, so I like God Goku. Pretty good. All right, great Realm of Gods buffs. I talked about this during Anniversary. I had a feeling UI Goku was going to be the card to get buffed throughout the year, and so far that's been holding pretty true. So, all right, let's go ahead and let's hop on to Beerus now. Let's take a look at him. So the Beerus is Realm of Gods. Oh, cool. They both really Realm of Gods. Planetary Destruction or Successors category key 3, HP 200%, attack defense 170%. Now, also gets an additional 50% for Legendary Existence, Sibley Spawn, or movie bosses. Interesting choice. Planetary Destruction movie bosses. That's going to lead to some interesting potential EZAs in the future. All right, with that said, moving on. Entrance animation when there's another Realm of Gods ally on the team from his entry turn. 30% damage reduction for 1 turn. Receives super attacks for 3 turns and a permanent 510% defense increase. Now, key 2, attack defense 300%. Guards all attacks. Great chance of launching an additional super attack. Realm of Gods category allies defense 30% plus an additional Realm of Gods attack defense 50% and a chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evading enemies attack 25% and damage reduction rate 10% for characters who belong to the Planetary Destruction category. He also has a base 10% for allies whose name includes Whis. So that is some crazy support, and we'll kind of come back to this in a minute. Right? When there's a Realm of Gods enemy, key 3, attack 300%, launches an additional super attack. Realm of Gods allies attack 30% plus an additional attack 50% and chance of performing critical hit 25% for characters who also belong on planetary destruction. And attack defense 100% for allies whose name include Whis. When there are no Realm of Gods enemies, you get an additional 300% attack. A great chance of 300% attack. Ooh, I don't like that. Key 3 and great chance of launching an additional super attack and damage reduction rate 20% before attacking. When receiving an attack, he gets 250% defense, and after receiving or evading an attack, he gets attacked 200% and chance for a critical hit 30% for 4 turns. When receiving an unarmed super attack, he has a great chance of nullifying it and countering it with tremendous power. He does guarantee the counter if there is a Realm of Gods category enemy. So I would say it's pretty safe to assume we're probably going to get a Realm of Gods fight here within this celebration. Now, this is interesting. I want to come back to the support because that's actually, if you're fighting a Realm of Gods enemy, this is actually kind of crazy because you're getting, what is that? 30% defense, 30% attack. Okay, so 70%, no, 80% defense, 80% attack, 50% crit, and chance of evading enemies attack 20%, 25% for, yeah, okay, so 20, and then 25% giving characters 25% dodge and 10% damage reduction rate. Like, that is insane, right? So 80% attack and defense for both, right? Plus the dodge, plus the crit. Like, that's absolutely insane. And then, I mean, if it's Whis, you're straight up giving 180% attack and defense. Holy crap, this is going to be an insane card. Wow. Oh my goodness. But again, they have to also be on, to get the full passive buff, they have to be on planetary destruction and on a Realm of God. So I do think we did pull this up here somewhere, right here. So if you guys take a look, these are pretty much the characters who can benefit from his full passive. So it's essentially Gods of Destruction. So Beerus and Champa, really. So I mean, we do. This Beerus and Champa are actually still very useful right now in the current content. Champa, if you guys have seen, I've used him quite a few times on my Realm of God setup. So he's still really good as long as you get his orb. So honestly, I imagine both of these will find a nice, safe home on this team for the Beerus. So excellent. Honestly, I really do like what he's doing. He's actually pretty impressive. Let's take a look at that active skill here. So it can be activated 77% or less starting from the 5th turn, or win 77% or less, or starting from the 5th turn. My bad. Barely raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, and recovers 30% HP. Gives Realm of, oh my god, there's more support. Realm of Gods category allies key 2, attack defense 20%, and planetary destruction allies key 2 and attack defense 20% within the turn. Wow. Okay, so there's even more support. So essentially 100% support for these guys when you do the active skill turn. That's insane. Wow. Okay, Beerus is kind of crazy for the Realm of Gods support. Or at least specifically for other Beeruses, which, to be fair, is kind of what they need. We've talked about this before. My biggest beef with most Beeruses is they need other Beeruses around, but Beeruses can't link with Beeruses. But at least we have a good Champa now, so that works. So honestly, pretty good. So in case you haven't noticed, I did not watch the reveal. I was a little bit busy earlier, so I'm kind of glad I didn't get to see it, because this gave, what this did was this give me time to, one, see it for the first time now, at least the animations, and give me time to kind of digest what's happening here. While I don't particularly agree with releasing a dual Dokkan Fest now, right after releasing the LRs and Overs crossover campaign, I do think that this this is a good pick for Goku Day, honestly. Although I would have preferred something Son family related. This is definitely a good pick, right? This is definitely probably to build up hype for the anime coming later. Maybe we'll get a God Goku for Christmas, right? That is specific to the new anime. And then, of course, he would be on Superheroes compared to this God Goku, which is, of course, from the Z movie. Therefore, he is movie Heroes. Not too bad, but let's take a pause on that for a minute. I do want to check out their attack and defense. I did pull that up. So let's look at the Beerus's defense here. So we're assuming average link support, right? So having things like Connoisseur or Shocking Speed and 50% support, which of course we know, like if you're running 2 Beeruses, you're gonna have more than this. So turn 1 when receiving an attack, right? You've got about 2 million defense when receiving an attack. And with 6 stacks activated, right, you're up to 8 million defense. And so, right, and so if we like come back to his super attack effect here, he is he is raising attack and greatly raises defense for 4 turns. So after building up, right, he's gonna be pretty crazy defensive here. Wow, okay, that's pretty impressive. With his defense on his active turn getting up to 10 million. And that's not including the, effectively doubling it, right? With the 250% attack defense. So that's actually pretty crazy. That is when receiving an attack. So he did factor that in. Okay. So 10 million defense with that damage reduction and chance of evading an attack. That's honestly pretty good. Attack calcs at 55%. Let's see. So first super attack, right? You're looking at 44%, right? 51% at 44 million, 51 million with 40% support. And then on the active skill turn up to 75 million. So, I mean, still a pretty good attacker considering he can be doing multiple of these in a turn. Honestly, pretty good. It's not the craziest damage we've seen, but this is also a TUR who is clearly designed as a support unit. So honestly, it's still pretty good. Obviously, our LRs have been far and away above in terms of attack, but we've still seen some pretty good attacks out of this. So, I mean, actually, I'm assuming both of these are 55%, right? In Discord, we typically calculate the 55%. So let's check out God Goku now, right? So defense, right? 10% defense from prepared for battle, shocking speed, 50% support. Turn 1 when receiving attacks. That is factoring in that extra 250%. We got 2.5 million defense, right? When receiving an attack. And this is pre-super on that God Goku and remember, he's got up to 60% dodge with this as well, right? After 3 supers, you're looking at about 4.8 million. Post revive around 4.2. You'll probably be hovering around the same post turn 1. Post revive when receiving an attack, right? So up to 7 million after 6 stacks. So pretty good. Hey, trying to figure out the difference here. I'm not sure the difference in the stacks here. I'm assuming this is with support, this is without support. It's a little bit confusing there on that one, but either way, I mean, that's still pretty good when you consider he's also got 60% dodge plus that extra damage reduction, right? Like, he's still going to be pretty good. But I forgot to factor, like, with that defense, Beerus also has guard, so that's also worth knowing. Okay, factor in with UI support, right? You're looking at up to 8.6 million there, which is even better. So pretty good. Attack calcs at 55%, 79 mil. All right, so he's a lot more offensive, right? Because remember, he's got that 510%, but he will drop after that, right? So post turn 1, turn 3, Pre-revive, about 36 million. But if you go post-revive, you're coming back up to about 62 million. And assuming you have extra support, I don't think he qualifies for Beerus' support, actually, because he also has to be on planetary destruction. Or at least he's not getting the full one. He's getting a 50% support, all right? So 112 million. Oh, wow. That's actually impressive. So if you have him on rotation with a Beerus post revive on that appearance, once he gets the 510% attack, you're talking 100 up to 112 million. So okay, he's a lot more offensive than the Beerus. So I take back what I said about TUR is not meeting that level, right? So he's going to be a lot more offensive than Beerus. And again, remember these guys, right? Both of these guys are only stacking for about 4 turns, right? Both greatly raises attack and raises defense for 4 turns. Yeah. So both of these guys only stack for 4 turns. Beerus, same thing, right? Raises attack, greatly raises defense. So his defense, like he's more on the defensive side. Makes sense because he's a support unit. Either way, both look good. So we do know that there are some EZAs coming to measure up with this, right? So he's going to have some good link partners, right, with the Beerus and Whis. Can't wait to see how their Super EZA does support them. They were a great support and healing unit for the Realm of Gods team when they did initially release. I can imagine seeing them serving a very similar role now, and as long as they provide good links for the Beerus, we're talking about great. Same goes for the STR Whis, right? The STR Whis was a crazy dodge unit, and if we consider getting his support from that Beerus, right, both of these guys are going to greatly benefit from it. Although these guys aren't on planetary destruction, but they will get the Whis support and half of the Beerus support. So interesting. They're going to be kind of crazy, right? Because they'll get the Whis bonus because they include Whis in the name. They just won't get that 30% bonus from having planetary destruction. Now, what's interesting is both of these known EZAs will buff the Beerus side of things, but not the God Goku. So I imagine we might see a buff for God Goku in the second half of the celebration. Maybe Fizz God Goku's EZA, who's to say? But obviously we do know there will likely be a part 2 because this celebration is dropping here on the 7th. All right, we can see that Gappy mentioned it in the producer letter, and on the social media it does mention that this celebration does drop on the 7th. So guys, that is it for our video. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Dual Dokkan Fest for Goku Day, Goku Gohan, and Goten Day celebration. Honestly, I think these guys look really good. I'm really glad I waited to do the recording for this video because it gave me some time to really kind of digest. And I do think they are really good. Does that mean I think you should summon? I think we still need to wait to see. I'll have that video up tomorrow after the data download so you guys can see what we're thinking on the summon. But more than likely, I would say save till GDC. They'll show up again there, but that's just kind of off the cuff. But altogether, they do look pretty amazing for Golden Week. Dual Dokkan Fest TURs. So that's it for the video, guys. If nothing else, thanks for watching, and aloha.